So I know you just saw an amazing tour of our little home in the last video, and now this is like a breakdown video. What's going on? So here's 10 ways to help yourself go through a breakdown situation, a vehicle failure, without actually breaking down. I think these 10 steps could apply to any kind of breakdown, and clearly our breakdown wasn't major, but it's all on how you react to things that could make it a big thing or a small thing. All right, so let me set the scene. The night before, the sun is setting, we're thinking, do we want to stay here in this Walmart? Do we want to drive on? We're like, let's drive on. Let's keep going down the road. I turn the ignition key. And then smoke starts pouring out of the hood, and we're rolling and we're driving. And I'm thinking it's going to go away, but it doesn't. And more smoke is pouring out of the hood, and then kaboom! Anyway, something always breaks. And that's part of living life nomadically this way. To really back up, about a month and a half ago, our AC broke, which we've spent about 2 years and replaced all the parts to get working. And in the middle of Nebraska, it just broke. It croaked, and then whatever, no more cold air. That was fine. And about 2 weeks ago, we started hearing this like grinding noise. Deduced that it was, you know, that clutch for the AC compressor. It's got a wheel that turns with the engine. Well, that was like maybe a bearing or something, and you know, it was making this terrible sound, which it was just kind of like we were the Beverly Hillbillies driving into, you know, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It was an annoying sound, but not anything major. Well, there's a belt that goes around all these different pulleys, you know, like power brakes, power steering, alternator, all these things, runs all these accessories, and that AC compressor pulley was one of them. And it froze up and didn't turn at all. That belt that goes around all the things popped. So we lost all of our steering, our braking and everything, and we were smoking and squealing. And so we parked here in this crooked spot in Rock Springs, Wyoming. It'd be cool to break down in Jackson because there was lots of trails and vegan cafes and everything there, but I think in the end we'll probably be spending a lot less money. But I think the coolest thing is that when this happened, Sarah and I both didn't react. Like, we weren't fazed by it. It wasn't a huge problem. It was just like, oh, okay, this happened. We had this great plan to go to the Leadville 100 in Leadville, Colorado. We were kind of rushing to get there, and then all of a sudden, through all the smoke and squealing, we're like, well, that's not gonna happen. Plans change. And I think we've been waiting to be kind of like divinely led. Let the universe tell us which way and how we're going to travel, and this is just one way of doing that. Thankful for Sarah this morning. I called a tow truck thinking I could like set up a time sometime today for them to come, and Victor showed up in his Mercedes. His buddies come with a tow truck, and he was here in like, I don't know, 2 minutes. Sarah's not ready at all. Amazing, buddy. I haven't had time to wipe my nose. Called a tow truck and he was here in a minute.
If like
and you were eating breakfast with your pants off, but doing the dishes.
If my mom's watching this, she's gonna be like, "There's no way she was ready."
All right, here we go. She's like, "Just make sure you give me time," and I did everything except give her time. So, anyway, things break, and you can overreact and make it this whole big deal, or you can just kind of go with it. And I'm thankful for a phone call with Pat last night, kind of easing my fears, but also validating some of the assumptions of what was happening. I'm excited to meet Nelson today and see what he can do with us. We looked up reviews, and he seemed like a scrappy, resourceful kind of mechanic, and people really loved working with him. So we tried basically to find as close to a mechanic as we could to our friend Pat. But Pat's in Florida, so can't use Pat right now. And he even said that last night on the phone, like, man, I wish I was there to help you, but I'm really, really far away. It's like, yeah, really far away. Oh, the coolest thing is we drove through like 4 hours of desolate plains yesterday.
You have the phone?
Yeah, I got the phone. And through all that driving, this didn't happen. We stopped at this Walmart, and that's when it happened. And it was upsetting, disappointing, but at the end of the day, super blessed to not be in the middle of the desert plains and the hot, hot heat with no cell signal next to an Oregon Trail sign. Anyway, let's see what's happening next. Spirit's everything, man.
You watching, buddy? Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I've never seen her go on something like this. This is interesting.
Yeah, me neither.
Awesome, steps are off the ground. Oh! Hey, good morning.
Morning.
It's that kind of morning. I said it's that kind of morning. Oh, that was...
I got an uncle lives in St. Augustine.
Okay, yeah.
If it's still alive.
I'm gonna check and make sure they're good with the blocks, but yeah. I like your setup.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was crazy seeing her go from scraping the ground to bounce straight up in the air.
I was just flying in the air.
I was trying to shoot, but... All right, so you think that tire's good with the block?
It is what it is. Benzorama.
Mine's like, I don't want it, you can have it. Say, you can't do that to a dog. Especially you drove all the way from...
Okay. Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Yo.
That ride was really nerve-wracking with Marshy bouncing. They slowed down a little when I told them she was pounds.
By the way, how much do you think Marshy weighs? We had no idea for the longest time until a year and a half ago. If you get closest to the answer, we'll pin your comment to the top.
But yeah, my armpits are really sweaty, but we made it. What do you think? I know. It's different, isn't it? You're around this stuff a lot more than me. Hey, hey, hey. Okay.
So about $1,100 later, we have our fix, and I think the biggest takeaway is that, you know, you think that you're gonna wait in a shop all day, and honestly, they were done before Sarah even thought they started, which is pretty awesome.
I hadn't even had my sip of water or my snacks.
Yeah, we packed a bag. Expenses like this aren't such a big deal when it's your home, and I say that, like I said earlier, something always goes wrong, but honestly, something about living this way in a box truck or a van or whatever, when it's your home, it's different than a car. A car gets you from point A to B, and so every time you go into the shop, you have to think, well, do I want to spend this amount of money on this thing? But when it's your home, you're like, of course, no big deal. Like, we're not going to trade it in for another car or anything. Like, this is our marshmallow, so.
And sometimes we try and do the most perfect thing, like get the most perfect part, most perfect shop, and that's our whole lesson lately. Like, these guys were great. It was a hard day for them. Their boss was out. Nobody was there to translate the mechanic and the English to Spanish, but Juan and the team, Juan, Carlos, they did it. Like, they worked with us. We might have been annoying at sometimes. There's times we would have made the money, this big thing, and now this breakdown, it was only a blip on our radar. It's been less than 24 hours, and it doesn't take away from like all the good that just happened in the last couple weeks. We've let this rule our whole world in the past.
We definitely have, and today's a good day. I love the way that we responded to this unexpected thing, and I love that it gave us more unexpected surprises in the process.
And
so.
people to meet, and good energy, and always thankful to Pat Mac. You're wearing the shirt.
Thanks, Pat
Can't
Mac.
see it, but
Everybody,
golly.
thank you for always answering the call and having our best interest at heart. So, yeah, I was trying to explain Black Death to these.
Black Death or Black Dust? You
Black
said both.
Death. I did say both, but like, if the compressor goes bad, then it's Black Death.
which is like the plague.
Yeah. So there's 3 languages going on today: English, Spanish, and mechanic. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're good. All right,
Anyway.
let's go back to our spot we broke down last night.
Anyway, that's all. Goodbye.
I'm pooping. I didn't know it.
Okay.
Bye.